moving on to our second last speaker of today, Nishanth. Okay, Nishanth completed his Bachelors in Computer Engineering, with a minor in Financial Mathematics here at NUS under the SIA-NOL undergraduate scholarship in 2011. In his first year, he was a part of a startup, called Ninio.com, and developed a keen interest in entrepreneurship. He's currently working at DocDots, a one-stop portal for medical tourists in Singapore. At university, he co-founded the NUS ACM Students Chapter, a student interest group which helps spread IT knowledge among students, and which is why we're here today. Okay, he also developed and managed many websites as an independent freelancer. In addition, he explored his interest in finance through the CFA Level 1 exams and a risk analyst internship at Credit Suisse. Nishanth also has a keen interest in Indian classical music, I'm very sorry, and believes in enjoying every moment in life. Okay, so presenting on the topic, prototyping and software engineering, Nishanth.
Hi, thanks Jasmine. Let me start. Hi, so I realized when I was called for a target talk that we're actually building a prototype in our company. And when I thought back over the last 4 years, I've built a lot of prototypes myself. And here I define a prototype as a very simple definition. It's the version 1.0 of the software. So if you see, I'm not going into any pedantic definitions, but it all started when I was working in a startup in year 1. And 6 months I messed with this software called Dreamweaver. That's a cool name, but it sucks. But I used it, but then I came out as a web developer. People talked of me as a web developer. And then I started getting some of these projects. The first was by this doctor. So he came to me and said, I want a simple static website. He said, how much do you charge? It's like $80. And he just laughed at me and said, no dude, I'll give you 500. Like, dude, that's cool, man. So I decided to do it. Some of my friends are talking about this software called Joomla, which is a website to build other websites. Roughly, so I thought it can't be that hard. But oh my, he made me work for each one of those $500. And the two things I learned mainly was that never do design, you're not good at it, let's leave it alone. Don't let the client decide anyway. And define the requirements clearly before you start on any project. So then I decided, oh, no more frameworks for me, I'm going to code it from scratch. Then people are talking about this thing called Ajax. So me and a friend decided to do it from scratch. Ajax is the stuff that makes Google Instant work, if you didn't know. So this project was done from scratch, and the client tended to be a little not very bright. So I spent a lot of time actually talking to him rather than making the software. And so again I realized, define the requirements clearly, understand what it is you're going to do, and make sure the client understands as well. So then I decided, this is first for learning. So then I had a lot of websites for CCA clubs. This had to get done fast, so I didn't have to do it from scratch. So I had a lot of fun playing with this. And after that I decided, it's actually a good idea to work with bigger frameworks. And while building these websites, I came across WordPress. You would have heard of it as a blog, but you can make any website using WordPress. It's pretty cool. So then I played with WordPress, and it was the first really good software that I had used. It was a lot of fun playing with it, tweaking it. The point when I got into trouble was when I started messing with it. And this is good advice, don't mess with code, it'll bite you. So that was WordPress, and now I thought, I've taken a framework, modified it, so I'm a great software engineer. So this German guy came and told me I need a software engineer. I'm like, dude, I'm a software engineer. He did a test, I wrote some classes, function, he said, dude, you're not good enough. So I said, oh, that sucks. So I took a module in NUS to learn how to be a software engineer. It's a wonderful module by Prof. Damit actually. So now but the trick was there were 5 people here, and I always work alone or with 2 people. So then we built a little software, learned all the principles. There was a feedback loop going on, and somebody was actually telling me what was right, what was wrong. But the good thing was, at the end of it, I knew that I was not really a software engineer. So the bigger team was a big challenge. So after this, things changed. I started getting projects that were not prototypes as such, but people wanted me to modify prototypes. So the first project that came was already fairly well written, but again, the previous developer made a mess of things at certain places by trying to hack it. No offense to, sorry, but yeah, no offense, but yeah, he didn't stick to the formula there. So every shortcut he took was mind-blowing experience, not mind-numbing experience. So I didn't understand what was happening. So after that, I got another project which had to be changed. But this time, the code was a huge mess. I could just see it. But the requirements were little, so I said, hey, come on, I can change this. 1 month I worked, then this doesn't work. So I decided to rewrite the entire thing. And that was a really great experience. I actually learned a little bit, and I hope I wrote good code. But now comes the fun part. Remember the guy with the Ajax I talked to you about before? So he came to me and said, hey, I need to revamp this code, build a bigger website. And I looked at my own code and said, oh my god, this is a mess. So then I had to write my own code, as I just described. Working with messy code doesn't really work too well. So karma kind of bit me. But the funny part I would like to emphasize is he actually came back. And he was an annoying kind who didn't know much. But I was kind of nice to him, and I learned from my mistake, did this fine, and he's still a very good client for me. And apart from the part where you talk to him a lot, he's okay. Then I started building software that's right now for myself. And this is totally different. It is completely different. Now you're on both sides of the table. You're the developer, you're the business guy. Developer wants to write nice code, do neat hacks, and generally do intelligent things. The business guy wants to get the job done ASAP. And what I realized is there are not really right answers in this battle. Both help each other, and what you can do is find the optimal solution given the circumstance. Thank you.